Dear students and my teacher friends, Namaskar. I welcome you to the presentation lecture on the skeletal system. Now, this is the introductory lecture on the skeletal system. As you know, in our human skeletal system, there are 206 bones. Now, the question is how we can divide these 206 bones. So, this 206 bone, they are divided into axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. So as you can see over here, it is written, so division of skeleton. So we can divide our skeleton into axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. Now, what is axial skeleton? First of all, I'm showing you the skeleton. For example, this is the skeleton, and the key is that axial skeleton is shown in a blue color, and the appendicular skeleton is shown in the pink color. So now, as I told you earlier, that in the body there are 206 bones, and the axial skeleton makes the long axis that run down the center of the body. For example, you know, in the humans there is a bilateral symmetry. So this axial skeleton, where it is present, so it is present on the long, or we can say longitudinal axis of the body. So that is the meaning of this point. So now, how many bones are there? So in axial skeleton there are total 80 bones, and in the appendicular skeleton is having 126 bones. So this is the very good table for you. So you can easily prepare the names of the bones as well as their number. For example, in axial skeleton, the structures which are included are, so in the axial skeleton, skull is included, hyoid bone is included, auditory ossicles means the bones of the ear are included, and the vertebral column included, and the thorax included. Now, in the skull, how many bones are there? So 8 of the cranium and 14 of face. So you can make the total hyoid 1. So in the figure, I will show you all these bones, and in the appendicular skeleton, the structures which are included are the pectoral girdle, that is the shoulder girdle, then the pelvic girdle. These are the two girdles in the appendicular skeleton. Then the bones of the upper limbs. All the names: humerus, ulna, radius, carpal, metacarpal, phalanges. And here you can see these are the numbers. Okay. And the lower limbs, these are the bones which are included in the lower limbs, and these are the numbers. So in the figure, one by one, I will show you all the bones, and you can see the numbers also. And so one thing that you need to remember, that in axial skeleton there is a total, if you make this count plus 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 plus, then the total will be 80. And here when you make the total plus 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 plus, then the final total is 126. So if you make total 126 plus 80, so the answer is 206. So the total bone in the adult human skeleton is 206. Now here this one is the skeleton. This is the this we can say this one is the ventral ventral view of the skeleton, and this one is the dorsal view of the skeleton. Okay, now this is the figure. Now we are starting our topic of the axial skeleton, then we will discuss the appendicular skeleton. So as you can see over here, this is the skull, and in the skull, cranium and the bones of face are included. So now here in this lecture, since this one is the introductory lecture, I am just giving you the number. Okay, so cranium. So in the cranium there are 8 bones. So in my next lecture we will learn which are the bones of the cranium, but here you remember that the in the cranium there are 8 bones that are included, and in the face there are total 14 bones. So cranium and face, they makes the skull. Then the auditory ossicle means the, for example here it is written auditory ossicle. I will show you this ear bones. For example, here this is the malleus, hammer shaped bone. Then the middle one, insus. So this one is the malleus, the middle one is the insus, and last one is the stapes. So on left hand side and right hand side, we are having two ears. So this is 1 2 3. So this is the, if this is the right right ear, so in the left ear also there are 3 bones. So 3 plus 3, so that makes the auditory ossicle bones, their number is 6. Okay, once again, malleus, insus and stapes, and 3 plus 3, left and right ear. So we are having 6 ear ossicles. Now in the thorax, for example thorax, one sternum. So this, you can see, this is the entire sternum they are showing here. This is the sternum, and sternum is having if you can prepare the parts. Okay, so these are the sub parts of the sternum. The names are written. If you want to prepare, you can prepare. Okay, so in the thorax there is one sternum bone and ribs. So as you can see, these are the ribs are shown, and total ribs, so this one, these all are the ribs, and the ribs are making the rib cage. So here I am showing you, these are the ribs, and these ribs, they make the rib cage. So right now you are looking at the rib cage, and we know inside the rib cage, by the ribs, the lungs are protected. So this is the thorax. Then there is a one hyoid bone. Now I am showing you the exact position of the hyoid bone in our body. So here you can see, this is the hyoid bone. Okay, here you can see this is the anterior view of hyoid bone, and this is the lateral view of the hyoid bone. So so we have completed the skull, then we have seen the bones of the auditory ossicle, then the hyoid, then in the vertebral column, for example, this this is the this one is the vertebral column, and in the vertebral column there are 26 vertebra. So with this we have completed the bones of the axial skeleton. Now I will show you the bones of the appendicular skeleton. Okay, so here as you can see, this is our shoulder region there is a pectoral girdle. For example, this one is the pectoral girdle, and this one is also pectoral girdle. Now in the pectoral girdle, two clavicle bone, for example this one is the clavicle, and this one is also clavicle. So there are two clavicle bone, and this triangular shape, this bone is known as the scapula. So we are having two scapula. This one is the scapula, and this one is also the scapula. So we are having two. So in pectoral girdle you can make the total 2 plus 2, that is 4 bones are there in the shoulder girdle, that is the pectoral girdle. Now I am showing you the bones of the upper limbs, that means the bones of our hand. Now here this bone, okay, this bone is the humerus. So this one is the humerus and this one is also humerus. So 1 plus 1, 2 humerus bones are there in the upper limb. Then the ulna. So here this is the ulna and this one is the ulna. Okay, so here you can see clearly the ulna bone, both side, left and right. Then the radius. So this one is the radius and this one this one is the radius. So 1 plus 1, 2 radius. Then the carpals. Okay, 16. So these are the, as you can see here it is written, for example, here it is written wrist joint. So carpals are the bones of our wrist. Okay, so here total there are 16 total, I said. That means here there are 8 bones, and here there are 8 carpals. So 8 plus 8, there are 16 carpals. Then the bones of our palm. So the bones of the palm are known as the metacarpals, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that means 5 in the left hand and 5 in the right hand. So these are the metacarpals, and over here these are all metacarpals. So 5 plus 5, that means the 10 metacarpal bones. Then the fingers of our hand. So the finger bones are known as phalanges, and the number of bones. So for example, here if you count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and 13 and 14, so total 14 phalanges this side, and over here if you count this, so here there are 14 phalanges. So 14 plus 14, that means 28 phalanges. So now you get the idea how many bones are there in upper limbs. So humerus 2, ulna 2, radius 2, carpals 16, metacarpals 10, phalanges 28. And in pelvic girdle, so here there is one bone, here there is one bone, so 1 plus 1. So in the pelvic girdle we can say 2 bones are present. Okay, then lower limb, bones of the lower limb. Okay, so that means the our thigh bone, and the thigh bone is known as the femur, and the femur is the largest bone in the body. So here you can see, and the length, it is nearly 18 inch, that means 45 centimeter long. So this one is the one femur, and this one is the another femur bone. So two femur, then here now this is the kneecap bone. So the kneecap bone is known as tela. P is silent, है ना, we are not reading patella. Okay, P silent, so tela. So that means this is one bone, this one is the one bone, so two tela bone. Okay, and this bone, okay, so this bone is the tibia, this is also tibia. So we are having two tibia bone in our leg. Okay, and fibula. So fibula 2, this one is the fibula, this one is the fibula, so two fibula bones are there. Okay, and this now bones of the foot. Okay, so as you can see here, so I will zoom that for you. Ankle joint, bones of the ankle joint. So there are seven these bones. These are the 7 tarsals, okay, of our ankle joint. And this side, there are 7 bones. Then the 5 bones in the foot. So this is our foot, and in the foot there are this one is 1, this one 2, 3, 4 and 5. So these 5 are the metatarsals. Okay, right leg, and the 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so these are the metatarsals. And then the fingers of our leg. So in each foot, okay, there are 14 phalanges. So the fingers of our foot, they are having 14 plus 14. Okay, so here if you count, there are here, these are 14 phalanges, and here this side also there are 14 14 plus 14, that means total 28 phalanges are there. Okay, so now I have shown you all the bones. Okay, and all the total number of bones. Axial there are 80, then the appendicular there are 126. Okay, so the total is becoming 206. Hmm? So now once again I am showing you all the figures, so you need to go through all the names by your own. Okay, so this is the ventral surface. Okay, and on the right hand side dorsal surface. Okay, the names in this figure also. Then first we have started with this. Okay, this was the table, then this figure, now this way. So in the bracket I have wrote the numbers. Now this one we can say this is the ventral surface or ventral look of the skeletal system, and now this is the dorsal surface or the dorsal look of the skeletal system. So you can go through all the names. Okay, and you can read the detail. So slowly I am scrolling so that you can read the names properly. And now I'm showing you the side view. Okay, so this bone was not visible in the dorsal or the ventral view, but in the side view or the lateral view we can see this bone, that is the, and this is the x-ray they are showing. Okay, so you can go through all the names. So sideways how these bones are looking, all the names, all the details is written. If you are interested you can read the information of all the bones. Okay, the hyoid bone, this was the hyoid bone and the ear ossicle. So with this I have completed the introductory lecture on the skeletal system. So in this we have learned that in the axial skeleton there are 80 bones, and in the appendicular skeleton there are 126 bones. So you can prepare this table. All the names and their numbers are given in this table. Okay, so with this I am completing this presentation lecture on the skeleton system. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation lecture. My name is Manish Kosti sir. I am from Ahmedabad, India. Bye bye. Namaste.